Hey folks, how's it going? I just wanted to bring you something that I read here in the book of Matthew, chapter 18. It's verses 3 and 4. And I'm going to read it to you, and then I'll share with you some things that the Lord's shown me about this scripture. Verily I say unto you, unless you are converted and become as little children, you will by no means enter the kingdom of heaven. Therefore, whoever humbles himself as this little child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. So, if we don't become like children, we're not going to go to heaven. So, I figured it would be probably pretty important to think about what a little child is like. And after thinking about those things, I kind of brainstormed, and I found out a lot about how Jesus wants us to be, and how we can enter the kingdom of heaven if we become like little children. Now, the first thing a little child is they're dependent, fully 100% dependent on their parents for food and water and shelter and everything. And they depend on their folks for love and for everything, to take care of them, to teach them. And so we have to have that same dependence on God and on Jesus. I mean, if a kid doesn't have his parent, that kid will die. And if we don't have Jesus, we will surely die. So it's definitely a dependency relationship. The way a kid is dependent on their parents, that's how we should be with Jesus. Another thing is kids ask permission before they do something, and they seek their parents' approval and try to do what's pleasing to their parents, and we have to be the same way. As everything that we do, we got to get permission from our Father and ask God, is it okay if I eat this meal? Is it okay if I work this job? Everything we do, we should ask the Lord if it's okay, if it's His will that we do this. Instead of just assuming that it's okay, we should ask first, so that we know that it's pleasing to God. We want to please and have approval of our Father. And so, just the same way a child seeks that approval from their parents, and they always try to do good and try to do what's pleasing to their parents. So that's kind of what we should be doing. Now, one thing kids do is they believe everything that their parents tell them, and they trust their parents wholeheartedly. So if their parents tell them something, they believe it, and they don't question too much. They'll ask questions, but they don't question the answers too much. When the parents give them an explanation, most little children believe exactly what their parents tell them. And that's what we should be doing with Jesus. The Lord promised that He would rescue us and cleanse us from unrighteousness and save us from our sins. So we should believe that, and we should put our faith in Jesus that He can deliver us from evil. So the same way a kid trusts their parents and believes what their parents tell them, we should believe what God tells us. Another thing about children is they don't care or worry about what they look like or how they're presented in front of other people. I mean, if their clothes are mismatched and their shoes are untied, they don't care. I mean, they'll run around with a booger hanging out of their nose, for crying out loud. So they definitely aren't vain in any way, and they don't really care how they present, how they look in front of other people, or what other people judge them like. They don't care. They're not really concerned about man's judgment. Well, I think Jesus wants us to be the same way, wouldn't you agree? And we shouldn't worry too much about what other people think of us. And we should just really be careless the way a child is in that respect anyways. Another thing that kids do is they follow their parents around and they imitate their parents. And we should be doing the same thing. We should be following Jesus and imitating the things that he does. We should do. You know, he washed the disciples' feet, and we should be doing the same thing. He told us to serve others and to do that for each other the way he's done it for us. And we have to treat people like that, you know. We have to do that with our lives. And you know, follow and imitate just the way a kid does with their parents. Another thing kids do, little children submit to correction. You know, when their fathers correct them or, you know, discipline them, they receive it, you know. And we should have the same relationship with our Father in heaven. And when God shows us something wrong that's in our life, we shouldn't try to justify it and say, oh, well, it's not wrong, or just flat out rebel and do it anyways. We should submit to the correction and follow our parents, you know, follow the Lord, just the way a kid follows their parents. Now, another interesting thing I thought about too is the relationship of a parent and the way that they look at their kids with so much love, and they're willing to actually sacrifice their life for this kid. And you know, I would safely say most parents that love their children are willing to you know, die for their sake. And we could also say that our Father in heaven was the same way, in that he became flesh and died for our sakes, for our sin. So it's an interesting other aspect, other side of the coin, is the relationship that a father has to their children. The way a child is dependent on their parents, the way their parents love their child is another story, and it also is pretty reminiscent of the way our Father loves us. So just something I wanted to share about that scripture in Matthew 18, and I hope it blesses somebody, and I pray that Jesus blesses each and every one of you, and I love you all. God bless you.